Lions and lionesses, the Northstar Process. Of all the things we've done, you probably know this, maybe you don't know this, but we've taken 21 groups through programs and challenges. We have people in the group right now that have done over 1,000 sessions, some coming on 2,000 sessions, and some that are just starting. So we have this great group of humans that have certain beliefs in complete alignment. And one of those beliefs is that we are the creators of our circumstance, that life just doesn't happen to us randomly, that we play a role in it, an active role. And when we talk about lions and lambs, what are we talking about? We're talking about coming from a place of love. Love conquers all. Love is the highest and most powerful force ever known. And it is the answer to every problem. Not always easy to live that. And that's the great challenge. That's the great game of life that we're here to do. And let me tell you, this adventure that you're about to embark upon, once again, some of you many times, some of you for the first time, this adventure requires something different. And it's what everybody is missing. There are so many programs out there. There are so many different options, different diets. Why is it that almost everyone fails when it comes to getting in shape and getting the body that they desire and deserve? Why is that? Because it's not so much what you do. It's important. You need an effective, sustainable plan, something you can do the rest of your life, not something that tortures you for a month or two and then you go right back to where you were. That's even more destructive. It would be better than just not to do that. So you do need an effective and sustainable strategy. And I give that to you. But even then, some people don't even open the app and they pay a lot of money. Why is that? Well, it's the other half of the equation. Of course, you need an effective plan, but you also need the mindset to carry it through. And this is the greatest challenge. Ralph Waldo Emerson has an amazing quote. I feel like it is so true that you can't even argue with it. And it goes like this. The greatest task in the world, to think. And what he's saying is, people don't want to think. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I don't want to think. And I remember when I was a trainer where I would stand there and own a gym and stuff, the people would really rely on me. They wanted me to do all the thinking. And when it comes to making your plan and everything, yeah, of course, I totally get that. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a whole science of this. I've spent my entire life learning it. And I read research every day, even now. And so, yeah, everyone needs a coach. No one needs a trainer. If you're in this group, you should not have a trainer. This is coming from the man who won every category of the world's best personal trainer contest, who is in the Fitness Hall of Fame, whose identity and most of the good things in his life came from being a really great trainer. So that should tell you something. But what you need is a coach, someone that will give you the plan and remind you of who you are and push you back whenever you start to tell stories. Because as your coach, I have zero interest in why you can't do something or why you didn't do something. That's your choice. I'm not here to make you do anything. I'm here to remind you of what you promised yourself. And when you start telling stories, to remind you of what's really true and to remind you of who you really are. Because I know you can do this. But the big mistake people make is right about this time. They're excited to get started. They just want to do it, because they're achievers. We like to do things. We feel successful when we do things. When things are going well, we do more. When things aren't going as well, we do more. We believe the answer is to do. The answer is not. Sometimes you can accidentally, just through sheer effort and will, get the result, but it's exhausting. There's a better way, and that is being. Your state of being determines your experience of life. And so the Northstar process is what we need to do right now. It is the single most important action you can take on a daily basis. And when combined with training, that combination is the foundation of this entire program. If you want to create lasting change, You got to fall in love with the Northstar process, and you got to fall in love with training the way we do. Brief, intense, a moving meditation, a sacred act. You see, we don't exercise, we train. Training is a spiritual process where you intentionally and strategically, not randomly just move around, that's exercise. We train. Training is when you intentionally and strategically challenge your mind and body to access your highest and best self, so you can carry that with you the rest of the day and serve at your highest level, create value in the world, make a difference, and feel fulfilled. We only feel fulfilled when we give, when we create value, when we serve. But the first step is to wake up in the morning and fill your cup, and then give what overflows. If you're listening to this, you are a pretty awesome person, let's be honest. We're all peas in the same pod. We will give more to others than we give to ourselves. And as a result, sometimes, a lot of time, our cup is not full and we get exhausted. We may get angry, we may get resentful, we may get sad, we may get depressed. It's so hard to feel good when your energy's so low. And that's why it's so important for you to do this program and to take these small daily actions. Now, it may seem overwhelming right now, but it won't be. It's new. You want to come at this from a certain mindset. And that's the mindset, not of the dabbler, not the person that's supposed to try new things and be part of the crowd. Those people always fail, and that is the majority of the world, maybe 90% of them. And then there's maybe 7% of the world that are committed achievers. And that's where I was most of my life. I'm still in that area in a couple of categories, if I'm being honest. And the committed achiever will not quit. They are all in or all out. The committed achiever gives their best or nothing at all. This sounds good, and I used to do this all the time. I would make a bunch of progress, burn out, and then regress. Hopefully not as far back as I gained, so that I'm still making some progress. But it was exhausting, not as fulfilling, not nearly as productive. So the committed achiever has a belief that they're not enough unless I achieve certain things, unless I do certain things. So some people, it's a to-do list. If they don't get those things checked off in their to-do list, they feel terrible about themselves. And these are all beliefs we have. Sometimes it's you have certain rules in your head, like I need to have this much money, I need to be at this position of status, I need to be married with 1.5 kids by this age. We have all these things. So the committed achiever feels like you have to check the boxes in order to be worthy of life's rewards. And this is the warrior. This is the one that pushes through. And it's cool to be the warrior until it's not. Because ideally, we have other roles that make it not only better feeling, but more effective. And so the archetype that is best utilized in this program, and pretty much in anything, is what I call the devoted. Hear the word devoted. Devoted and humble student of self-mastery. You see, self-mastery isn't about just trying a bunch of new things. It's about taking a handful of things and mastering them. And I'll be teaching you again and again. There's 8 daily disciplines. Little things you do each day. Habits that create massive results over time. But there's an art of this. I give you the science of transformation, and it's your job is the art of living it. So you must cultivate a compelling vision of the future from that place of the devoted and humble student of self-mastery. What is the difference between devotion and commitment? Well, think of it this way. I remember a lot, well, I won't say this. I don't want to give up anyone's personal business, but when I was a kid, there was a family, my friend's family. They were so mean to each other, but they wouldn't quit. They were committed to each other. They were not very nice to each other. They're not very loving to each other. But they were committed. They wouldn't quit. Now, devotion is commitment with love. So not only am I not going to quit, but I'm going to show up as my highest and best self to, as best I can, as often as I can. That is devotion. It's, as Tony would say, it's living in a beautiful state of being and happily achieving, not achieving to be happy. So right now, this is an important message. We're starting to set up this mindset and create this compelling vision of your future self, not just when you're 150 years old or whatever, but also in the next 12 weeks. What does that look like? What are the habits that you need to install? And how can you enjoy this process? Where are you headed? What is your purpose for this? Why is this bigger than just you? How will it affect the people around you, the people you care for and love, the people you serve in your business, in your profession? And then ask yourself, when you have this vision in front of you, you have this idea, you have this purpose, who is this person that I'm talking about? Describe the person that would not only be capable of achieving this vision and purpose, but would love to do it, that would be passionate about it. Describe the traits of that person. This is you, my friend. This is you as the lion, you as the lioness, your highest and best self. Describe the character, the main character in the movie of your life. That's what you want to start to embody. So one that I often utilize, especially when I train, is a joyful, determined presence that can be ferocious when called upon. But I'm in complete control. So get those things down. Get it down. Step into it. You don't have to do this for an hour a day. You just need a few minutes each day. Put on some music and then stand tall. Walk around like you're already there. Breathe. Flex your muscles. Just get crazy a little bit, but embody it. And then think about what it would be like. What's it like to be there? Let's go forward in time and wake up and say, like, man, what does my body feel like? When I look in the mirror, what do I say to myself? When I get dressed, how do my clothes fit? Like, start to run these scenarios. This is what I would ponder. How can you create something if you can't describe it? If you want to create something, you have to be able to tell the story of victory about it. This is what champions do. Fans, the people in the stands, they don't do that. They're there to be entertained. They're there to feel good. But you're different, my friend. You're one of the rare ones, the 3%ers. Maybe it's less than 3%. But that's you. If you're here, there's a reason. But make sure you fill your cup and then give what overflows. And create that North Star so you always have a guiding light to go towards when you get stuck, when life doesn't go your way. What matters is not that you get off track, but how fast you get back on. That is the way of the lion.
You tap into the real you, but you have to retrain yourself. The way you retrain yourself is you wake your ass up in the morning and you say, I am here for a reason and a purpose. And it's bigger than my moods. It's bigger than the difficulties of the day. I am here to live like a lion, not the fear of a lamb.